Hello everyone, friends. Continuation of the topic aura and its impact on health and its impact on a person. Aura is data about an individual. That is, all the luminous components of the aura, they mirror something. The same emotions are certain, let's say, light ranges that reflect the work of the endocrine system, the internal chemistry that is injected into the blood inside the body, and a person experiences certain emotions, certain sensations. The work of gonglic twists, the work of something else in the body, it is reflected in the aura. The aura is data regarding an individual. What is in proximity to the body emits a stronger illumination concerning the human body. Etheric, astral, mental bodies, this is all, so to speak, about the earth, about what is called a human. And furthermore, if we venture to the distant perimeters, we are able to observe situational series. We are able to observe various dependencies of other worlds, other civilizations, and there is an abundance of everything there. Therefore, if we now enter the topic of transferring to the physical body, transferring to physical health, then undoubtedly, friends, the integrity of the aura, the integrity of the edges and their work, in general, reflect the immune system. An individual has a cavity in the field. An individual has a cavity inside the immune system. We belong to those who can overlook things. The AC blew up, something else occurred, something else happened. We are prone to missing out on details. In reality, there was a predisposition. There was a scattered field. There existed a hole. There was some information located somewhere indicating the presence of voids in that particular area. Voids are the place where viruses and bacteria always strive. This is where your information is missing, which should be there. If there is no information about you present inside you, then the simplest information starts to multiply there. Information of certain bacteria, which is the easiest to enter the area where your information is missing, where your field structure, your volume is not present. I regard the transfer of aura to the physical body as a crucial aspect and the most important one in my practice. People who are under a lot of stress, who feel a certain density, gather themselves together, their aura becomes denser, coarser, stronger. They can crush, they are stronger on their own. When a person experiences more love, a feeling of high flight of thoughts, something there, his aura becomes weaker, higher frequency, more discharged. It is easier to cope with it, with a rough aura, rough energies. In my belief, individuals, especially those who engage in spiritual practices, are highly susceptible to raising their aura to high frequencies, pumping the mental sphere, pumping the sphere of possibilities of the third eye, experiencing various perceptions, but at the same time sagging the lows of their energy levels and vibrational states. So the inner beast suffers a great deal. The first chakra, the second one, and the third one. That is what we refer to as the ego, what we refer to as closer to the ground, nutrition. All of this comes under attack. If we perceive a person as a being with only two possible directions of movement, either we consume meat, indicating our primal nature and animalistic tendencies, thus limiting our progress, or we strive for spiritual growth, transcending material concerns such as money and food, and remaining unperturbed by the transient nature of the physical body. In this state, our primary focus is on nurturing our connection with God. Any other state of being would represent an imbalance. I believe that the body and, in general, the human system operate effectively only when in a state of equilibrium. There is a clear understanding in the balance. There is yin and yang. There are roots and there are branches. Without roots, there are no branches. If you deny your animal nature, and you are an animal, both as a body and as a physical body, you possess the same everything as all beings do. Blood, you have to eat, go to the toilet, breathe, and so on. So you function entirely and completely according to all mechanisms of an animal being. So you sleep, you require sex, and so forth. If you do not understand this and wish to discard it, then you are also discarding life itself, the very essence of existence. Because life, it enters as if into an animal. The very first thing that receives life from the earth is an animal. It is clear that the animal stops at the lower chakras, but as a person you can develop both in the social sphere and in the family. In a family, the process of growth changes your position, relationships with other family members, relationships with friends, and leads to looking for a partner and creating your own family. This transformation occurs in the second chakra. You are successful in the social sphere, possess power, earn money, and consequently, your third chakra undergoes development. If you have established a stable lifestyle and achieved a point where you are prepared to contribute, where you have earned a sufficient amount to comprehend that you can continuously earn them, then it is the moment to unwind, be receptive, experience. Then the fourth chakra opens up and you start to have direct knowledge. Going further, you can express yourself, and here the circle can close on the fact that your self-expression is supported by society and returns to you with benefits. And then there exist significant mental spheres that necessitate to be profoundly impacted by a fundamental grasp of basic scientific principles. That is, mathematics, physics, chemistry, simple things which are now very much propagated, that all this is not necessary, all this is garbage in life, it will not be useful. This fundamental knowledge will be of great help to you when you consciously quiet your mind and enter a state of stillness in the present moment. He will be able to work and show you the information that you will not be able to see if you do not have a database inside in the form of geometry, in the form of mathematics. So he is mentally underdeveloped, and he will not be able to provide you with the answers that a developed mental capacity can provide. Therefore, the greater amount of experience you have within your mind of various stories, different self-understanding, analysis, the capability to take what is provided, substitute values, and perform some exercises with extensive arrays of numbers, solve some algorithms, comprehend these algorithms. Ideally, take and write a program. During childhood, we did not have computers. So we attempted to write a game ourselves in order to play on certain spectrums, using some basic programming. There were no books, there was nothing, everything was in order of a great push. And when you have this experience, this understanding of how these mechanisms are arranged, how it works, these principles are the same. The functions performed by computers for us are identical to the information systems that exist in the mental worlds of individuals. And if you have a basic understanding of these systems, how they work, you will also have a basic understanding of the structures and systems that exist in the same etheric plane, in the astral plane. In principle, a person is one of such complex robots, complex mechanisms that do a large amount of work, primarily informational work. Here is a person. This is a certain transformer, a device that accepts and transmits information. If you look deeper, there is absolutely nothing except information. There is information of various levels. Info regarding basic elements, connections of space and time. There is info available at the next level. And so it will crumble and divide until our world is made up of 48 mechanical laws. Friends, everything is extremely tough. There's an abundance, a myriad of dimensions, a multitude of directions. Regardless of your level of vision, you will never be able to perceive everything. However, this sphere operates according to a specific order, with mechanisms that enable you to construct your own energy structure and information structure. In my opinion, this can be helpful, at the very least, in avoiding the need to seek assistance from psychologists or doctors. Nothing is occurring to you. I have never been to a doctor's appointment in my entire life. In childhood, there were some incomprehensible incidents there. But since I started meditating, since I started working with my own body, yoga, my own health, qigong, and meditative practices, here I am. I have not yet been to the doctor's appointment. I believe that many people will find it interesting, or at the very least, worthy of their attention. Well, at the utmost, you need to comprehend that health is likewise information. This is information pertaining to the capabilities of our physical body. If you have studied osteopathy, like myself, then you would understand that each and every tissue inside our body has its own specific purpose, its own unique tension, and its own distinct vector. When these vectors are distorted and have hypertension in some direction, then, accordingly, the entire structure has to adjust to compensate for the tension that is caused by the hypertension. In other words, approximately speaking, you have some notion about yourself, and it troubles you so greatly, you are so convinced that you are like that a particular burden is created on your right shoulder. This burden must be compensated from the other side. The body itself activates compensatory mechanisms in order to keep you in an upright position. Otherwise, you will start to tilt and eventually won't be able to walk. The mechanisms that our body uses are some kind of internal doctor, some kind of internal understanding of how to maintain balance. However, if an individual fails to take the time to sit down and address their own internal issues, those issues will remain unresolved. And besides the fact that a person can analyze himself inside, there are also a huge number of different information systems that exist next to us. We reside in an ocean of information, and when you commence to perceive energy, you observe that it is similar to we are submerged. There is a plethora of everything present in this location. There exist specific energy flows as well as a number of energy columns that occasionally descend. Any area on the ground already forms a place of power, so energy comes there. Anyone who arrives feels something, oh, something has shifted. There's abundant energy, information, and interesting things. And until an individual communicates with this world in terms of sober, adequate, clear, correct understanding and vision of these processes, all of this remains within the realm of some illusory, fantastic chatter that lacks substance and fails to convey the true essence of the matter at hand. However, once you truly begin to involve yourself in this domain, take a seat, contemplate, explore the places of worship dedicated to Buddha, visit the locations of any other significant energy focal points on our planet. And ultimately, you start to comprehend that there are genuinely specific and transparent fundamental mechanisms by which the inner world operates and functions. Regrettably or fortunately, not all individuals are in the identical position simultaneously. So there are many people at various levels. Someone may not have time to focus internally and will see a blue ball right away. We'll see an orange ball, we'll see light, we'll see everything. Everything will appear there, and images will begin. All of this will start. That is, without any issues. Another individual can spend years looking inward and yet experience nothing, just a dark screen with no insights. People in various positions. Someone easily approached power saying, oh really, a flow, warmth, here I feel, everything is heating up. And another individual, he will say, well, nothing happens. So what? And in order to come to the point of starting to perceive, to commence feeling, to initiate seeing, in actuality, all of our trainings exist precisely for this purpose. So I'm like someone who has experienced this path, in various ways, different schools. That is, each of the systems provides its own specific segment, fragment, bit, chunk, piece, part, portion of this reality. Reality is not like that, and not like that, and not like that, and not like that. She is what she is. Any justification of it, any interpretation, this is not a direct experience. This is not what you and the divine, which is right here, right next to you, at this very moment, is happening in reality. It is always in close proximity. You always inhale, you always interact with the environment that surrounds you. And in the event that this environment were to become hostile towards you, depriving you of the opportunity to take another breath, it would result in your inability to survive. Actually, God loves you at this very moment and grants you the chance to experience life. Not just that, He furnishes guidance for every single one of your cells regarding their future actions. Because millions, billions of cells are born and die every hour, every day. And you have no knowledge about it. And it proceeds in accordance with a clear, specific plan, a specific, well-thought-out, informational, complex mechanism. This mechanism is your aura. This is the information that enables you to live, that originates from the vast expanse of space surrounding us in the universe. Friends, meditate with us. Grow, develop, light, love. Farewell all. Goodbye, everyone.